Welcome to Comics Are Awesome, brought to you by Alter Ego Comics. I'm Mark.
And I'm Josh.
And we're here to talk about this week's best comics. Lots to choose from this week. We're smack dab in the middle of DC's Metal event. Marvel is about a month into Legacy. And all kinds of cool stuff that is waiting for you at your local comic shop. My pick of the week this week is Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man #6, written by Chip Zdarsky, artwork by Michael Walsh. And this is a pretty important moment in the life of Peter Parker. I would suggest that if you are even remotely a Spider-Man fan, you do not want to miss this issue. The title of said issue is My Dinner with Jonah. And if you read the last episode, you know what? I've been around people all my life who refer to individual comics as episodes, and I never understood it, and now I'm starting to do it. I don't understand. Anyway, at the end of last issue, Jonah tells Spider-Man that he has information about Teresa Parker, or maybe he tells Peter, I don't remember, and he will give that...
It has to be Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's the one he wants to interview.
Well, he could pass it on. Peter could say
he
pass
told
it
Peter
on.
to tell
right.
him.
I don't remember it
Yeah.
the end. It was
Logistic.
like 2 weeks ago. It was a long time ago. He has information about Teresa, and he will share that in exchange for a sit-down 1-hour interview with Spider-Man, and that is accepted. So now Spidey is having lasagna with Jonah, and this interview happens. And these two characters have a ton of history. Jonah's been around since the birth of Spider-Man, and that is essentially what this issue is. This is covering the history of Spidey. He shares some information. Jonah shares some information. Jonah is still kind of a cranky SOB, and he still has it in for Spider-Man. And it's a very talky issue, but it is must reading. It is must reading for Spider-Man fans, and there is a major event that takes place in this issue. Again, I don't want to spoil it. I'm sure it's been spoiled on the internet already, so stay away from the internet. Stay away from the internet! Well, except to watch this.
Yeah.
Just go to YouTube. Well, no, you'll find it there too.
It's there too.
Yeah, it was excellent. I actually liked Walsh's artwork in this. It's kind of non-superhero-y. It's more of the street level Marvel artwork that they've been featuring in books like Hawkeye and Jessica Jones and things like that. So,
my question is, something happens that's important, and clearly this issue is a love letter to the history of Spider-Man and Jonah. Why wasn't this the first Legacy issue?
That
Since
is
those
an
are designed to be
question.
historical, and I don't understand.
Again, we try to stay positive on this show.
Well, I'm not saying it's a negative. The issue is
Marvel
good.
makes it
I'm just
very
saying that it's a
difficult.
weird choice.
Yes.
Because
This should have been the
right?
Legacy issue.
Yeah.
I don't understand. But you don't need to understand that. Just buy it, please, because it's awesome. And it is my pick of the week. I should also mention it is Alex's pick of the week, who is part of our crew here at Alter Ego.
Sometimes in a Chewbacca costume, if you watch those videos. First up for me, my pick of the week is Batman 34. This is, I'll say the second part of Rules of Engagement. Doesn't really matter. This is the story of what Batman has to do now that he and Catwoman are engaged. And it turns out he has to go to the Middle East and fight ninjas with Catwoman. I cannot say enough nice things about this issue. I liked the last issue. I loved this issue. In the last issue, the parts I really gravitated towards was the Bat family stuff with the boys and Alfred back in Gotham. In this one, it's almost exclusively Bruce and Selina bantering and fighting assassins. I suppose they can know why they're here, right? So they are going into some place controlled by Talia al Ghul. So there's lots of fun banter about exes and stuff. And it's just dynamic. It's great personality moments. We do get a little bit with the Bat family and some other allies. In order to get into this place, I'm still not clear on exactly where it is. It's a fictional country. But apparently the Justice...
Kandak?
Yeah, no,
Kahndaq?
it's not Kahndaq, because then Black Adam would show up.
Yeah.
Or, the Justice League is allied with the UN, and that no superpowered people are allowed to go in here. Or no, is it superpowered or is it anyone? Because obviously Batman doesn't have superpowers, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's just, and no one's supposed to interfere. So Batman has broken with the League to do this, whatever it is he needs to do, and whatever he needs to see Talia about, right? That almost never happens. And it's just a really great character moment that has everything I love about Bruce and Selina's relationship. And it's awesome, and we also get the moments. It's like 2 pages, but the moment with Dick and Damian is awesome. If you're a longtime fan of those characters.
And there is a
I can't say enough
callback
nice
to previous storyline in Tom King's run. That's the reason why they're there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
It's not what I thought it was.
I assumed he was getting a divorce from Talia or some
I
some
thought
sort
he
of
had to-
weird... Yeah.
They had to
The-
undo their blood oath or something.
Right.
Or he had to...
It does not appear to be about that.
That's not what it is. But it does, when it was brought up, it was like, oh, yeah.
Makes
so
sense.
anyway, next up for me, we're going to stay with Marvel. Captain America, number 695, Legacy Number in Returns. This is Home of the Brave, Part 1. This is the first Legacy issue for Captain America, written by Mark Waid, artwork by Chris Samney. I cannot think of a better team to relaunch Captain America out of the darkness that he was in during Secret Empire. And this was awesome. This is top-notch, excellent storytelling by the team of Waid and Samney, and really would you expect any less? These are the guys responsible for a great run on Daredevil.
Which started when he was in a dark place and then
Yes,
came back
and
and
they
was
came out
happy
into
again.
the light. And the recent Black Widow series, which was excellent as well. Really, really good stuff. I don't know what else I can say about this. It is truly a standalone issue. It says Part 1, but if I'm not mistaken, it says The End at the end. So it's Part 1 of 1, Home of the Brave. There is a love letter to Captain America written by Mark Waid at the back of the book, which you should totally read. So good. And it's nice to see Cap. Again, keep it in mind that Josh and I both enjoyed Secret Empire. We both enjoyed the story that Nick Spencer told. It is nice to see Captain America back on the side of the Angels and in a positive light and wearing the red, white, and blue. So if you've been away for a little while because you just did not want to touch that other stuff, please come back and check out Captain America 695. You won't be sorry.
So was it necessary to do the 4-page recap at the back when the first 4 pages were another recap by the arguably a better team to write and draw a recap of Cap's history? Like
That
the
is an
book
excellent-
starts and ends with these...
Josh is here to play devil's advocate.
I'm not
this
playing
week.
devil's advocate. I'm just saying I get the idea that you want backups at the end of each one, but maybe just look at the book and say, is this necessary? Couldn't I have had 4 more awesome
I can
pages?
give you
of
the
Cap-
email address for the editor of this book.
that might happen.
And you can, let's see, who edited this? We want to point this out.
I don't think...
Our good buddy Tom Brevoort.
Yeah, it's probably
So-
not the editor of this book because the backups are line wide, so it's probably above Brevoort's
Okay,
head.
so then it's Axel
if there
Alonso.
it's Axel Alonso.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, Axel. I'm not.
You
But
get
it
to
was
see
awesome. I loved
the
it.
backup
I-
is a great. The best thing about the backup is the artwork by Valerio.
Yes.
And I get to say shitty. It's SCHITI. Please don't take us down YouTube. Thank you.
Next up for me is kind of a weird one. The Jetsons, number 1. This is a 6-issue mini from DC with their Hanna-Barbera imprint where they've done cool stuff like Scooby Apocalypse and Future Quest and the Flintstones. This is written by Joey Palmiotti. I guess currently maybe best known for writing like co-writing all of the Harley Quinn stuff with his wife Amanda Connor. We've got a Connor cover with the artist on the interior here is Pierre Brito.
I'm sorry, burrito.
Pierre Brito?
Oh, Brito.
Maybe Brito? I don't know. So this is a cool kind of... It's not really a reimagining of the Jetsons. It's more of an expansion, of an extrapolation of what we saw in the show. So everybody still lives in these floating cities, but in this we get backstory as to why that is. George is a little more competent. He has a job where he actually does stuff rather than just pushes a button and takes a nap. So all of the characters are a little more three-dimensional, a little more interesting. Basically, the world has gone to pot. A combination of global warming and some sort of an impact with Earth by some space object, asteroid, or actually it's not an asteroid because it's got ice in it. So a comet, maybe, causes water levels to rise and basically destroy all society, so everybody has to go to space. So we've got Jane, who is, I'm assuming a scientist, but she's going to like the existing World Council because there's another body headed for us in space that may cause another cataclysm. We've got his boy Elroy delving down into the depths of the sunken Earth against the rules and violating everything, stealing a sub with Spacely's daughter. Is it Spacely? I think it's Spacely. Spacely's daughter, so there's a weird romantic thing there. We've got...
Daughter Judy?
Daughter Judy is she doesn't get a lot of FaceTime this issue. She seems like she might be like a social media kind of star or a pop star, which I guess she was a rock star in the cartoon, some version of the cartoons. Or actually, that was the movie, wasn't it?
Eep, up, or
the most interesting and the only one that's really a change is Rosie is now a robot body that contains the soul or the memories or the imprint of George's mother. Which actually fits perfectly with the show if you think about it. It was just never acknowledged. But like she had this kind of vaguely Jewish mother thing going on over the family with the sardonic side comments and the looking after them. So a really cool, again, I don't know if I want to call it a reimagining, but just a fun Jetsons story. It's not fun. Everything's bad.
It sounded pretty deep.
There's a lot going on.
But I want to now. It sounds like Riverdale.
It's kind of
taking something that was light and fun and goofy and turning it into grown up and serious.
Yeah, and it's not super heavy. There's some humor, but obviously the thematic stuff is serious. Stuff's going down for them. So yeah, big surprise. Astro's still there. He's still basically a dog. He didn't talk, so maybe he doesn't talk. That could be a change, I guess. Or half talk. Right?
Sounds interesting.
George.
But I will check it out. Finally, for me, is something that is kind of fun and unique. Does this guy have a first name?
No.
Yeah,
There's only Marini.
No, it's in here. This is Batman, the Dark Prince Charming. This is a hardcover original graphic novel, part 1 of 2, and it is written and drawn by French artist extraordinaire Enrico Marini. Maybe it might be Italian. Yeah, I don't know. Named Enrico Marini, I'm guessing you're Italian. But it was, maybe co-published with a French publisher? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
That would explain the format. It's more common in other countries
in Europe
to do
that.
Yeah, hardcover volumes before it comes out.
So who are you, man? That's all right. So anyway, this is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Let's just get that out there right now. Every once in a while, there's kind of an artist that I'm going to say breaks through. We'll say breaks through in the U.S. And I think that it was, what's his face? Lee Bermejo. When he did Noel and Joker and those other.
It was Luther was the first one.
I don't think he did
Bermejo?
Luther, but I could be wrong.
You're probably right.
And it kind of catches everybody's attention by the amazing artwork that they do, and they don't do a lot because it takes so much time to do their detailed style of artwork. So Marini's artwork is, number one, outstanding, and you totally want to check this out. The story is also excellent. I every time you get an artist writing, it's kind of a roll of the dice. But since I had no idea who this person was...
Well, an artist writing whose first language may not be English.
Yeah, so I don't know. And surprisingly, I don't know if there was any translation done in this. I don't think there was, because we saw that interview with him, and he seemed to speak English very fluently. The dialogue is excellent. It's not... It is very, very good. So this seems to be kind of sort of present day. It really could take place at any time, and I think that's the thing that most longtime comic fans might have the hardest time swallowing, is that this is not in continuity, probably. But the Joker is the featured villain in here, and Harley Quinn makes an appearance. It is about a girl that's been kidnapped, and Batman needs to find her, and there may be... there's a mystery involved as well as to who this girl is. So I don't want to spoil it for you. I will tell you that you should not hesitate to pick this up. It's $12.99, so it may strike some of you as a little above your average spend, but I think it's totally worth it. Again, it's 2 volumes. The next volume's out in spring, and it's like a Batman movie. I would say it's
self-contained.
like, yes, it's a self-contained story. Amazing artwork, great story. Feels very contemporary because there is a great scene in here where Commissioner Gordon is vaping and Batman calls him out on it, and it is top-notch stuff. So, Batman, the Dark Prince Charming. There's a lot of Batman to pick up this week, but I would definitely add this to your stack.
And speaking of a lot of Batman to pick up this week, the rest of the Bat Fallout stuff that's still pretty great. Batman White Knight Part 2. This is Sean Murphy with some help from Matt Hollingsworth. And Murphy is another artist turned writer, or in this case co-writer. Oh no,
He's
Hollisworth's
the
the
sole
color.
writer.
Who's
Yeah.
the Matt? Okay, yeah, so he's sole writer. So good on you, Sean Murphy.
Writer.
And this is the story of a Joker who is fixed and decides to become the White Knight and stop Batman and save Gotham from itself and its darkness. And it is awesome. I was concerned after the first issue a little bit that too much happened in that first issue. There wasn't going to be enough of an arc, but there is. So much happened because the arc is so big. There's so much going on. If you're a Bat fan, you should already be reading that, but it's awesome and fun and pretty. His artwork is so good.
Yeah, it's good.
Also out, Bats Out of Hell Part 2. This is the next tie-in series for Metal. This is the first part was in Flash last week. Now we're in Justice League, and this is what's going on with the Justice League during Metal. And this is all from the point of view of Cyborg, and it is sort of a little mini love letter to the Justice League as well. There's a lot of voiceover describing them and their awesomeness, which with the movie coming out is probably not untoward, and it's pretty solid as well. And then Batman the Devastator is the next big Dark Batman one-shot, written by Frank Thierry with art by Tony Daniel, and that is Batman combined with Doomsday. Because all of the Dark Batmen are finding ways in their reality to take out various members of the Justice League, and the best way to kill a Superman is with a Doomsday, a Bat Doomsday.
Two important comments I'd like to share with that. On the Justice League book, the art is by Liam Sharp, so it is very pretty, and it's different. It's Sharp has his own style, so it's kind of nice to see him draw the different members of the Justice League. The Batman the Devastator, the plot is by Frank Thierry. The words are actually by James Tynion. So if you're paying attention to those sorts of things,
that actually makes a lot more sense now.
Absolutely, yeah. So I thought I would bring those 2 points up. So that is it for this week. There was a lot more we could talk about, but it's a lot of the same that we've talked about before, and we try to hit the new stuff that you should be aware of. So let us know what you liked, either in the comments below or head over to our private Facebook group for Comics Are Awesome, and let's continue the conversation. If you like this week's episode, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube so that we can get this video in front of more people so they can check out the best comics that are on the stands. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you when we see you. We'll see you again soon.